How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to Mr. C's Kitchen from Mr. C and Mrs. C's Homestead. We're going to do some pork tenderloin tips today. We're just going to basically cube these and we'll throw some little spice on them. And then we're going to make a glaze, and that's really what I want y'all to see is this glaze, and I think you'll really enjoy it. It's something pretty easy to make, and it goes on a lot of different meats, so a lot of variation you can use with it, but I think if you try it, you'll really like it. So I'm going to get started cubing this meat up, and then when I'm done with that, we'll come back and we'll show you the glaze. So we'll see you back in just a few minutes. Alright, welcome back. So we got our pork tenderloin tip cut in cubes. You see, like that. So pretty simple. We're just going to add a little bit of olive oil drizzled over it. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. We'll add in a little bit of sage. I like to give it a little something extra, you know. I don't know what y'all do your tenderloins with, but I like to give it a little bit of extra flavor of some sort. So a little bit of garlic powder, just kind of sprinkle over, just like with the sage. Don't overdo it. And we got some fresh parsley, even though it's in a container. My wife actually repurposed this. How about that? And we're going to add some parsley in there. And we're just going to give this a stir. Work that in. And then we're just going to set this aside while we do our glaze. I'm going to set this over to the side and wash my hands, and I'll be right back and we'll start the glaze. Alright, so we're getting ready to start our glaze, and we're going to be using a half a cup of water, half a cup of brown sugar, be light or dark, a couple tablespoons of soy sauce, quarter cup of balsamic vinegar, and that's pretty much it. A little bit of flour to thicken it up a little bit. So we'll get this guy going, and we're going to start out with a half a cup of water. I'm going to do a half a cup of brown sugar. I'm using this because it's a quarter cup, so I'll just dump 2 of those in there. And a couple tablespoons of soy sauce. And quarter cup of balsamic vinegar. It doesn't matter what brand I like this one, but you know, whatever one you want to grab is good. We'll use a quarter cup of it. And you can use this on pork. You can use it on chicken. You can even use this glaze on. I've used it on steaks and hamburgers. So, you know, it's pretty versatile on cap. How about that? So you can use it on just about anything. It's pretty easy to make, very good, kind of a sweet with a tart at the end, just pretty good. And of course, if you need, you can make it in bigger batches. I just make it in smaller batches. This will be enough to do what I'm doing tonight. But you can make it, let it cool completely, Put it in a bottle, put it in the fridge. It's good for probably a week. To reuse. So I'm going to get this up to temp a little bit, and we're just going to add a little bit of flour to it, and glaze will be done. And like I say, sometimes these simple ones are the best ones. So try it on chicken, try it on pork, try it on steak. Whatever you would like to try it on. I'm going to let this come up to temp a little bit, and then I'll add a little bit of flour to it to thicken it up, and then we're done with the glaze. So we'll be back shortly. Alright, so all we did was go in with a tablespoon of flour, and this thing will keep thickening it up a little bit at a time here. And it's a glaze. You don't want it runny, and you don't want it like a gravy. It's a glaze. So you're kind of in between those two. And like I say, most times you're gonna let it cool completely, because if you put it on the meat right away, it's gonna be kind of like cooking the meat. In my case tonight, we're putting the meat on right away, so I'm just going to pour it onto the meat and get this thing ready to go and get cooked up. So we'll see y'all back in a little bit and let you see what the meat looks like. Alright, so we brought the pork tenderloin tips out. I'm going to add a little bit of a hickory on there, and with my lump coal. I've got a pan that I like to use on this once in a while, and I sprayed it with cooking oil so the glaze won't stick. We're just going to move the meat from the glaze right on to my cooking pan. This shouldn't take too long to cook. There's cubes, so I'm thinking maybe 10 minutes these things will be done. A lot of people have a misconception that pork can't have any blood in it. Now, you do want it to 165 degrees to be safe, but if your pork is a little pink, there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually what you want. You can overcook pork very, very easily, and dries it out. So just pay attention to it and watch it, and when it comes out pretty much clear and it's juices, then it's done. And move them around just a little bit. I'm going to close the lid for a minute or two, and then we'll keep coming back to it. Alright, we're going to give them a little roll here. They still got a little bit more to do. See how cooking them in this pan like this at about 300 degrees, pork loins have a tendency to dry out. Look at that. Very tender, very juicy still. So these are going to be good. We got a few more minutes and we'll come back and be wrapping this up. Okay, so this is pretty much the finished product. It's a balsamic vinegar glaze on the pork loin tip. We just did some homemade baked beans and some corn. Got a little pink color to it. That's what you're kind of looking for. And I added some smoked chips hickory in there, so give it a little hickory flavor too. But anyway, enjoy, and y'all let me know when you try some of my recipes how you like them. Please like, share, and subscribe. As I always say, we're trying to grow this channel. Appreciate y'all so much. We'll see you next time. All right, bye-bye.